Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 8:28 Colorado time, Thursday. Partly cloudy skies. Everything's really nice and green. No rain last night. I'm at my new park. I really like doing podcasts over here. I don't know how much interference we're going to have. We'll have to wait and see as time goes on. They have those big mowers, riding mowers, where they're cutting grass like on a golf course fairway, they're really big. And they're watering the ball diamonds. Looks like they have a triple ball diamond over here. Stadium. Kind of like down in Scottsdale. It's that nice. And they have basketball courts here with bleachers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 without bleachers, 1 with bleachers, and it's just for the general public. The boys coming out to play basketball. And 1 or 2 big lakes. I guess they have catfish in them. But anyway, let's see. Good morning. Boy, have I been busy this morning. I'm just pushing my seat back. I'll try to not make much noise. We're going to talk about some research today. I don't know how long I'm going to talk about it for, but I've been listening to, Dr. Joe Dispenza's, the guy with the program that seems to be not only trendy, but producing amazing results with eliminating disease, with the use of the tool of meditation, to where, you get out of upper beta and you end up in gamma, 200 to 300 times the norm. You get into that unified field where you are hooked up with the energy of the universe, and you're able to upregulate and downregulate genes and cells to where they can produce the proteins that are needed. Proteins are the reason we're all alive, by the way. Produce the protein that will get you well. But he's just doing phenomenal stuff. And the reason he's doing phenomenal stuff is kind of, I think he's talking about having done 10,000 brain scans. And of course they test for various things under, a brain scan. It's not just normal brain activity, but that's in there, but they're testing for other sorts of things. And when a person can get in gamma and produce wavelengths 200 to 300 times greater than a minute percent of the population is able to, there were some common occurrences that happened, and they started producing genes that eliminated cancer and eliminated different kinds of diseases, and producing genes that just made the immune system incredibly bulletproof. And it just goes on, but I guess there's 8 or 10 common things that occurred amongst the select few in the study that indicated we're on the right path to treating people with terminal diseases. The other part that's interesting is Dr. Joe was talking about, the direction that he's going in. The whole science of being able to eliminate disease through thought alone. I mean, that's the caption that we use, right? It's through, the proper use of your brain and knowing how to implement different tools that are trained to you, and then being able to get in various states so that your biology can change is becoming fairly common, and through all of his research, he has gotten better at training and teaching, educating people to do the transformation. And it's the word he uses, and again, it's not his word, it's just a word that he uses, is he's able to demystify the mystical experience that people think of, and being able to eliminate disease by thought alone. He's just gotten very good at it. His workshops sounds like they can be anywhere from, around 1,000 to 1,500 people. I'm not quite sure, but, and his brainwave study is now up to 10,000 people, so it's having remarkable success. And again, all of us out here that continue to work a program and teach and educate around a program, and continue to do our own research. I mean, it all ends up being a package that you guys can benefit from. And, take away with the tools necessary to stay really healthy and well. But anyway, he was talking about the next direction. I find that just fascinating. Again, he's I don't know, I put him as a neuroscientist, but what is the word? Tailings? There is a test that he's been doing on a limited basis, but starting to go in the direction of more heavy research in. There's a tailing that extends out of a DNA molecule that, when tested, can determine your chronological and biological age. Okay? I forget the exact words he uses on that, but there's this little thing that dangles out of or off of, and somehow through, I don't know, I guess they do it in a saliva test, right? That's where you're going to pick up those cells or genes or whatever, and then you can take them apart, and look at the tailings off of them, and you are then able to determine the exact chronological age and biological age of that person. You know, they might say they're 27. When you actually go and do this test, you know, they might be, the chronological age might be 26, you know, or something, not exact. Of course, biological age is biological age, and, you know, they might be 35 or 42. I think it's pretty rare when you find somebody's biological age younger than their chronological age. But so anyway, he wants to go in that direction of research. And again, as I educate myself, I will be better able to communicate to you the exact words precisely spoken and the exact biology that's and cellular things that are occurring so that it's correct. Right now, I'm pretty excited about the direction, and again, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know all of the exact terminologies at this time, so I plead some ignorance on it. But I will do my research and report back to you on it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that where he's wanting to go, now that we are able to eliminate disease through very specific means, and that is becoming highly successful, right? Well, now he's wanting to reverse age through doing this new research. And now I'm just going to propose this. I've not done anything, right? I just want to propose this scenario. So the success has amounted to being able to get an individual into the unified field where the energy is in high states of gamma, where your typical layman doctors think they're having a seizure. Whew, boy, wish all those people would go back to school and get out of practice. But once you can get a person into the unified field, the source, with such, incredible high states of gamma, you're able to upregulate and downregulate genes, blah, 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 blah. Should know that stuff if you're a doctor. Good Lord. So my hypothesis is, and I'm not sure if he's saying this or not, I'll have to go back and spend more time listening in detail to his description, but can you put a person in that high state of gamma and be able to adjust or regulate? I don't know if you're upregulating or downregulating that tailing off of it, but to adjust the chronological and biological age of a person. I think for right now, my understanding is you would just be trying to regulate the tailing in such a manner, at such a high brainwave, that you could, and I don't know this for certain, but I wonder if you could lengthen or shorten that tailing, which would in turn lengthen or shorten, I don't know, lifespan. Now, I don't know if we're talking about lifespan, altering that in terms of minutes or hours or days or weeks or months. I think this is such a preliminary assumption that we may not know this for another year or two. And again, we probably need at least another 10,000 people to do research on in regards to the tailings. And my guess is, I'm fairly certain with this, the method to do that will be putting that person in, the extremely high state of gamma. Think about that. There could be some research coming out, and I'm guessing it's probably not very far behind. There were, and probably still are, some scientists, neuroscientists, that were not supportive of Dr. Joe and his work and just did not believe it, and had to come and be present and observe and look at all the information during the process of a workshop and be witness to how some people are able to downregulate those genes. In other words, get rid of the cancer or disease in a matter of seconds or minutes. And now the neuroscientists seem to be on board that he may have hit the sweet spot. And their research now needs to go down the path of Dr. Joe. Here's where the problem comes in. Money. Pharmaceutical companies. So remember, we've been talking about just the other research that's out there that we've learned that there is no such thing as a double-blind study, contrary to popular belief. That was a quote by Dr. Bruce Lipton, by the way. And universities run on their research grants. I believe the number he talked about was 40% is pure profit. It was either 40 or 60% of a research grant is pure profit to the university after all the expenses have been paid. Phew. Think about that, guys, for a little bit. Just think about that for a moment. So it goes on to say that the government grants are a lot harder to get, and they don't pay as much, right? So not a lot of schools are trying to track that money down. Most people are going to private money, private companies, private pharmaceutical companies, companies that have something to benefit from research. So here's the problem with that. The problem with that is that there really is no such thing as a double-blind study. Never has been. Researchers, for example, at universities, are given a project and a grant for enormous sums of money with the determination of a preconceived outcome. Now, if you don't know science, and I'm sure you guys understand this anyway, but you can make any research come out any way that you want it to come out. It just doesn't matter. You can be the most honest, honorable person in the planet, right? And if you want a study to come out a certain way, it will. Part of that's on a subconscious level. You alter things without really consciously being aware of them. You set things up, subconsciously in a manner that you're not really aware of. And you end up with results of what the company was looking for. So, for example, let's say there's a major, we'll just use pharmaceutical company, what the heck, and they would like to start selling a particular drug for something that doesn't exist, like fibromyalgia. It clearly doesn't exist. But if they can find a medication for it, there's enough neurotic women out there that they would jump on the bandwagon, and there could be a multi-billion-dollar drug produced. Really has little to no impact. But again, could be sold. Now they could go ahead and start marketing it on TV, on the radio, on the internet, through doctors, through pharmaceutical reps. The doctors are run by the pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies. That's how they get paid. So when a rep comes in and pushes their drugs, the doctor's going to want to sell that drug because that's indirectly how they're being paid. So it's a big scam. All drugs are a big scam because the research is nothing more than how they wanted it to turn out in the first place. And the companies are paying enormous sums of monies to reputable schools to produce the results that they want, so that they can then take this prestigious school's research and blast it all over TV commercial. Have you ever listened to any of those? It's kind of interesting. Side note, I guess, sidebar. But they'll go ahead and say what the drug is for, and then they'll list, like, out of a minute commercial, they'll list 30 seconds worth all the side effects that it has. I was reading somewhere yesterday where 3% of a particular drug, saline drugs, yeah, they only have 3% benefit and 23% hazardous to your health. When you go into a doctor's office and the doctor wants to prescribe medication for you, turn around and walk out immediately. I'm not a doctor. Do whatever you want to do. But the medicine doesn't work, you guys. Medicine doesn't work. The largest pharmaceutical company, pharmacy in the world is in your body. You can produce any drug you want for anything out of your body. People don't know how to do it, so it doesn't really apply in most cases. But as research and science gets better and better, and we're able to pull different drugs out of our system, pharmaceutical companies hate that, as they lose billions of dollars. They don't want you to get well. Of course, you know that. They don't want you to get well. They want you to stay sick and keep taking their pills. So anyway, the takeaway on the whole deal is that there's some pretty exciting research, obviously in eliminating disease, terminal illness, and I think they've got a handle on that, and there's now more than enough research to count it. And again, the new research is going towards the tailings and just being able to look at how can you lengthen life. That's the new direction it's going. Pretty exciting stuff, you guys. So we're going to end with that today. Think about it, process it. And I think it's supposed to be up in the high 70s today, so it's going to get warm again. Anyhow, God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and look forward to talking to you all again real soon. See you. Bye.